Scanning networks. First, overview of network scanning. Now, network scanning means it refers to a set of procedure for identifying the host, ports and services in the network. And network scanning is one of the component of intelligence gathering an attacker uses to create a profile of the target organization. So in the previous phase, in reconnaissance and footprinting phase, we did found the information about the target, and also we found the range of the target, like what are the IP ranges they have. Now in this phase we'll go into more detail and we'll try to see more detailed things, like the objective of the scanning is to discover the live hosts, IP addresses and open ports of live host. That means we try to see the range we have found, that what is the exact range they are using. Now we want to check that how many IPs, how many hosts are live there, and what are the IP addresses of those hosts, so that we can plan our attack on them. Then also we will try to find out what are the open ports of those live hosts. That means on those live hosts, what are the ports open. Now when you check the open ports, then you can understand that what are the services running on those hosts. That means in network, whatever happens, it happens on the protocol. So all the thing happens on the network, it happens on the protocols. And those protocols are like, we have multiple protocols. We have TCP IP protocol suite, and in that suite we have multiple protocols, like from HTTP to SMTP and to 23, like the Telnet, SSH, lots of protocols are there. Now whatever the services we have, the network services, so those network services based on those protocols, those configured on those protocol, like web services are configured on protocol HTTP and HTTPS. So we can say, like, if you get the port number of the protocol, that means if I see the port number 80 is open, that means protocol HTTP is running, and protocol HTTP is running, that means the web services are running on that machine. So first we will try to find out what are the hosts live there, that is the hosts are live within those network range, what are the IP addresses of those hosts, and then we will try to find out what are the open ports we have on those live hosts. So by doing this, we can discover the services running on host, then to discover operating system and system architecture also. So method of this scanning purpose is also to discover the operating system and the system architecture. We get some idea in previous phase when we do the reconnaissance to find out the operating system, and also we try to find out the information about the architecture by using the trace route. Now also, when we found out that these are the operating system they are running and these are the services they are running, so we can find out the vulnerabilities of those live hosts. So this is the main purpose of doing the objectives of doing the network scanning. Now first, checking for live systems. Now how we will check that the system is live there and it is available to connect? Very simple. We ping the we send the ping request, we send the echo request, and when it sends the reply, that means it is alive and it is there in the network. When you don't get the reply of echo, that means there is no host alive. So ping scan involves sending IC requests to a host. If the host is live, it will return an echo reply. And this scan is useful for locating active devices or determining if ICMP is passing through a firewall. So we can check with this echo scan that the ICMP scan that how many devices are active and they are responding with the echo request, and the firewall is allowing the echo request to go through the firewall or not. So we can do this by just simply pinging the system. That means simply I open the CMD and then I will just ping the host which I want to check whether the host is available or not. I will use ping command and it will send echo packets. By default it will send 4 echo packets to the host. And when I get the reply, that means the host is available. So when we know the range, then we can check the host whether the host is alive or not by just doing the ping to them. So by using the ping we can check whether the host is alive or not alive. Now we know the range. We have found out the range of the network available, the IP addresses, the range of IP addresses they are using, the other organization is using. Now if they are using lots of IP addresses, then it is hard to do manual pinging. Like if you want to check which host is alive, then manually pinging each and every host will take you time. So we can do what? We can do ping sweep. This is the first scanning methodology. In scanning methodology, first we can do what? Ping sweep to find out how many systems are live in the range, available range of this target. So ping sweep is used to determine the live host from the range of IP addresses by sending ICMP echo request to multiple hosts. And if a host is live, it will return an ICMP echo reply. So attacker calculate the subnet mask using the subnet mask calculator to identify the number of hosts present in the subnet. And then attacker then use the ping sweep to create an inventory of live systems in the subnet. So it do what? It just send one ping one time, one ping request, echo request to each IP. Now when it gets the reply, that means the host is alive, and when it does not send the reply, that means the host is not alive. We can do this by using the multiple tools. These are the graphical tools which we can use. One of these is Angry IP Scanner. It pings each IP addresses to check if it's live, then optionally resolve its host name also, and determine the MAC addresses, scan ports, etc. It will try to scan the ports also. Then we have SolarWind Engineering toolset. This will also do what? Ping sweep. It enables scanning a range of IP addresses to identify which IP addresses are in use and which ones are currently free to also perform reverse DNS lookup. So these are graphical tools which we can use in Windows machine. So we can do this ping sweep and we can find what are the live hosts there. Then we also have these other tools which we can use to do the ping sweep. We can do it manually by pinging each and every host one by one, or we can use this tool to ping the whole range of the IP addresses, and it will do automatically. Now I will show you these tools, how these works. So this is Angry IP Scanner I'm installing here. These are graphical tools. So this is Angry IP Scanner. Now here you will do what? You will give the range here, IP range from this IP to this IP which you want to scan, and then you can scan the range, or even you can scan the single host. You can give the single host name, and then you can mention the mask, and then you can do scan. Let's say I want to do scan the range of the Facebook. So this is the IP. Now if you want to range what is the range of this IP, what is the range Facebook has. So we do what? We check this on the international registers of this IP registration. So for that we'll go to the internet and we'll go to ina.org, to find out the range of the given IP. So we'll go to number resources, and this will be available in US. So I'll go to US, and under the Whois search I will paste the IP. From here I will copy and paste and search. So it will give me the idea that what is the exact range they are having. And this is what we get, that this IP range is 311364.0 to 3113.127.255 is the range which this Facebook company is using. So we can scan the whole range, and it is too much. It has too much IP addresses. Or we can go by blocks. So we can find out like what is the subnet they are having from here, and then we can scan them. So let's say I want to scan this range. So what I will do here, I will give the range here, 0 to 255, and then this is what the IP range, and this is the subnet mask. I'll go for 24 and I will say start, and now you can see it is start scanning it, and it is start scanning each and every IP. Now what it is doing here is just pinging one by one at a time. It is pinging one at a time IP addresses. Now what it has found here is scanning completes. Total time it takes 12.36 seconds. Average time per host is 0.05 seconds. The range of the IP addresses which we scanned is 311379.0 to 311379.255. Host scanned 254. A live host we found 75, and we can see those hosts here. And it also tries to find out the ports, available ports on those hosts, but it is not able to find, but it finds these hosts here. These are, and it also resolves the name of those hosts. These are the names of those hosts which is alive, and these are the IP addresses of those hosts which is alive. And we can see here it is 75 hosts which is alive there. So within the range we have these IP addresses which is alive. Like WhatsApp chatted, Instagram, WhatsApp, these are the different services of Facebook. So this is how you can do the ping sweep. Instead of doing one by one each IP, you can use this tool, and you can see how quickly it pings all the IP addresses to find out which IP is alive. So this is called ping sweep. So like this angry IP, we have many other tools to find out. So there are many other tools like we can see here to do the ping sweep. Now next is to check for open ports. Now we know that there are some hosts which is alive. That means they are replying with our pinging request. That means they are alive and we can reach them. Now next step is to check the ports, the open ports of those systems. Now first we have to understand this TCP. We have two transmission protocols, TCP and UDP. Now first TCP, how it works? TCP works with the three-way handshake. It uses the connection oriented protocol. It is basically connection oriented protocol. And connection oriented protocol, that means before sending any data, TCP do establish the connection. And for establishing the connection, it uses a three-way handshake. So three-way handshakes to establish the connection between server and client. So three-way handshake is what? First, the first computer, like the client who wants to connect to the server. So what it will do first, it will send a sync packet. It will send a packet with the flag set, sync flag set. So in this image, if you see here, this Bill and there is Sheila. So This wheel is sending the sync flag set packet to the Sheila. Now what it wants here, it says, I would like to talk with you, Sheila, on port number 21. Are you open? Now it means that it is wanted to connect the port number 21. Port number 21 is FTP. Now it is asking the other machine that do you have the port number, this port number running on your system, this port number open in your system. That means FTP is running on your system. That means protocol FTP is running in that system or not. Now if other machine has the protocol running, that means if the other machine has the protocol running, that means FTP service is running, only then the port number 21 will be open and it will accept the connection on that port number. Now if the services are not available, then the port number will not be open. So if the service is running, like for example we assume the services are running there, port number 21 is open. So this Sheila machine, it will say, okay, let's talk Bill, I am open on port 21. So what it will do, it will send back the sync ACK. It will send the packet, TCP packet with the flag set sync ACK. And also it has a sequence number. Every packet has its own sequence number. When it reaches the transport layer, it divided into multiple different packets, small packets, and assign the unique sequence number for each packet. So the sync flag set packet goes the sequence number with the 10, and then when the sync ACK comes, so you can see the ACK is 11 and sequence number is 142. Now it depends on the machine that how many ACK and sync it has exchanged with other machines. So the counter goes on. Now when sync ACK received by the bill, so it will say like, okay, the system is ready to accept the connection. That means the port is open and I can connect to port number 21. Now what this machine will do, this bill machine, it will send back the ACK flag. That means it will send the packet with the ACK flag set. And it will say, okay, that means okay, thanks Sheila, that means I can now connect. And after this, the client and server will establish the connection and then it will send the data. And you can see the sequence here, sequence 10 there for sending the sync. Then when it is sending, the client is sending the ACK packet, the sequence number is 11 and the ACK number is 142, because 143 is the sync ACK here. That means 142 ACKs it has already sent to someone else. So this is how the three-way handshake establishes the connection. Now there are some other flags also available which uses by the TCP connection. So these are the communication flags we have of TCP. Not only we have sync and ACK, we have multiple different flags also. Like urge flag, URG, it is for urgent. This is to data contained in the packet should be processed immediately. Now after establishing the connection, they will send the data to each other. Like client will send the data to server and then server can send the data to client. Now suppose the client is sending data to server. Now the one data is going on and in between we have done something else, like FTP connection is already going on and at the same time I use the telnet to connect the same server. Now the FTP is still going on, the data is transferring, and in between that I tried telnet also. Now the telnet will go first. So it will do what? Our client will do what? It will send the TCP packet with the flag urgent set. Now it will set the urgent flag with that packet, and that means what? After this flag, whatever the data is coming, please process that one first. Leave the one which you are doing, leave that one whatever you are doing right now, and please process the data which I am sending after this urgent flag. Then also there is push flag. Push flag, that means PSH. Now this PSH sends all buffered data immediately. Sometime when client sending the data to server, sometime it is not able to process quickly. So what the client will do, or what the other machine will do, it will send the push flag that please process the thing quickly, because there are more things which has to be come. So please work fast. It is saying that send all the buffer data immediately. So this is when the connection is established and data is going on. Now suppose the connection is data is sent, like already now data sending is done. Now one machine has no data to send. Now what this machine will do, it will send the fin flag packet. That means it will send the packet with the fin flag, that means finish. And that means that it is saying that now I have finished sending the data. Now we can close the connection. Now I don't have to send anything. Now when it sends the fin flag, then the other machine will do what? It will send the reset flag. Reset flag means RST. It will send reset, that okay, now connection is reset, and if you want to do anything else, then do it from the beginning. Do it from the beginning, that means send the sync flag, that means synchronization, and act means acknowledge. So you have to do sync and acknowledgement again to do establish the connection. So reset means it will reset the connection again. Now if suppose when first time this machine sends the sync flag to other machine for the port number 21, and if the port number 21 is not open on that machine, then this machine will directly send the reset packet. It will not send sync act, it will directly send reset packet. That means it says that I don't know about this port number 21, I don't have it. So if you want to do something, then do it from the beginning. That means reset the connection. So these are the flags we have in TCP. And if you see the packet, so in the packet you have source and destination, so sequence number, acknowledgement number, offset, reset, and you have flag portion here after the window portion. So when you have a data packet, so you have these headers in the data, and in the header you have this TCP flag header also. Standard TCP communication are controlled by flags in the TCP packet header, and this is the packet header. So these are the different flags we have of TCP. First it will do sync to establish the connection. If other machine acknowledge it, so it will send acknowledgement and sync act, and when the sync act is done, then the other machine will send act to establish the connection. Once the connection is established, it will start sending the data. If some urgent data comes, then it will send urgent packet. If some data is not processing fast, then it will push the push flag to push the existing data. And when the data communication is done, then it will, for closing the connection, one machine will send the fin flag and the other machine will say okay, now we will reset. And if the services are not running there, when the first time you send the sync flag, it will send directly the reset flag that the connection is not there, you can reset the connection. Now to check the open ports, this is very important. So this is important to understand different flags. Now hacker uses this behavior of TCP to find out the open ports. Now first we need a packet crafter which can craft the packet and which can add these different flags into it, so that we can craft the packet to send the destination, send the target machine to extract the information of that machine. So this is what we have, this Colasoft packet builder. It is a graphical tool which we can use to craft the packets. We can add multiple different options, we can change the flags also. So this is our Colasoft packet builder. So here what you can do, you can choose the adapter which you want to send the data first. I have only one adapter. Then you can add packets here. You can even import packets from packet files, or you can add or create new packet. Which packet you want to create? You want to create ARP packet, IP packet, TCP packet, UDP packet. Let's say I want to create TCP packet. and how much delta time you want, 0.1 second. Okay, now this is the sample packet here. Now we can modify these different values for it, like packet number. This is the packet number, this is the packet length, this is captured length, delta time, and here we can set the flags also. And this is what flags you can set. These flags: urgent flag, acknowledgement flag, push flag, reset flag, sync flag, fin flag. So you can enable these flags. Now these are flags and these are zeros, so if you want to enable, you just have to put 1 there. And then you can add more packets here. You can add more packets by inserting it. And you can do what? You can send multiple packets. So this is one packet, this is another one packet, and then you can send these packets by using this send command. Send the selected packet or send all the packets. So this is what graphical packet builder, which we can use to design the packet, design these flags also. Now scanning IPv6 network. Now IPv6 increases the IP addresses size from 32-bit to 128-bit to support more levels of addressing hierarchy. It's a big number space, and traditional network scanning techniques will be computationally less feasible due to larger search space. 64-bit of host addresses space, or 2 raised to 64 addresses provided by IPv6 in a subnet. That means in a single subnet, even in a single subnet, you have 2 raised to 64 IP addresses, and it is very big range. So scanning it can take a lots of time. Scanning in IPv6 network is more difficult and complex than the IPv4, and also major scanning tools such as Nmap do not support ping sweep on IPv6 network. So right now the major tool, which is actually Nmap, and it is still not support ping sweep for IPv6. Now attackers needs to harvest IPv6 addresses from network traffic, recorded logs or received forms, so and other header lines in archived email or Usenet news channels, news messages. So scanning IPv6 network, however, offers a large number of hosts in a subnet. If an attacker can compromise one host in the subnet, attacker can probe the all host link local multicast addresses. Even if you can compromise a single host, so you can do what? You can do find out the all host by using the link local multicast addresses. You can send the probe by using the link local multicast addresses to find out about the other hosts. Now the scanning tool Nmap. This is the best and more powerful tool for scanning the network. For scanning, for doing ping sweep, and for checking for open ports, all those things we can do with this Nmap. And it is open source. Open source, that means you don't have to pay for it. It is free to use. Not like those graphical tools which is not free, not all the options are free. Now this network administrators can use the Nmap for network inventory, managing services, upgrade schedules, and monitoring host or services uptime. This is for network administrators, but attacker can also use Nmap to extract information such as live host on the network, services, that means applications, names and versions, type of packet, filters, firewalls, operating system, and OS versions also. So we can find out these all information by using the Nmap. Then we have another tool, another command line tool, which can also work on Windows. Nmap is only for Linux. There is a graphical version for Nmap. it is called ZNmap, that is for the Windows version. But this hping and hping2 and hping3 can work on Windows also. Command line tool. So command line packet crafter for the TCP IP protocol. This tool for security auditing and testing firewall and networks, and runs on both Windows and Linux operating system. So it will do the same job like Nmap, and it also works on Windows, not as graphical, as command line. In Windows also you can use it as a command line. And these are the different commands of hping, and we can use this command to do the different type of scanning, and that we are going to see right now what these types of scanning is, and these are the command for doing those type of scannings. Then we have mobile tools also available now for doing the scanning. IP scanner is the mobile tool. Then we have Fing, and there are other tools also we can use it to do scanning from the mobile. Now for checking the open ports, this is the scanning techniques we have. This is the techniques, the scanning techniques. This is are the category according to the type of protocol used for communication. So first level we can do what? ICMP scanning. That is what the ping sweep. We have done it already to find out the live host. Then after finding the live host, we can do what? We can do TCP scanning. Now TCP scanning to find out all the available protocols, all the available open ports of TCP. Now for doing the TCP scan, what we can do? We can do these techniques. First is open TCP scanning method. Open TCP scanning method means it is TCP connection full open scan. Then we have stealth version. Now this open scan can be detected, so we can go to stealth TCP scanning methods. Now stealth TCP scanning method goes from half scanning, half open scan, to inverse TCP flagging. Now half open scan is like the full TCP scan. This is half TCP scan. And also we can use inverse TCP scanning, where we can use this Xmas, FIN and null scan. Then also we can use ACK flag to probe scanning and to see whether the firewall is there or not. Then we can also use third party and spoof TCP scanning methods, that is ideal IP ID header scanning. Then we can go for UDP scanning also. Now we can check the UDP ports also. Now UDP ports, we don't have to do anything because UDP does not establish any connection. It simply answers yes or no. But TCP has multiple connections. So let's see what are the methods we have and how to use these techniques and how these techniques works. Now first ICP echo scanning. It is what? This is not really port scanning. It is what? Since ICMP does not have any port abstraction, but it is what? But it is sometimes useful to determine which host in a network are up and pinging all them. So we do what? We do ping sweep to find out all the networks available in the network. This is what ICMP scanning. One more thing we can do is to list scan. It is same as ping sweep. This type of scan simply generates and prints a list of IPs names without actually pinging them or port scanning them, and a DNS name resolution will also be carried out. So actually the list scan do what? It will actually not pinging them. Instead of not pinging them, it will try to find out it from the DNS that which IPs are able to resolve the name. So it will try to find out from the DNS that what IPs are resolving. It is not try to find that which the machine is replying the echo request or not. So basically list scan will not do the ping. And normal ICMP ping scan, that means the ping scan, that what we do the ping sweep. Then we have TCP connect and full open scan. Now this TCP connect and full open scan. Now this is the normal way we do the connection. This is like normally we do the connection. We do the connection establishment. So TCP connect scan detects when a port is open by completing the three-way handshake. That means when we complete the three-way handshake, that means it is what? Full open scan. Now TCP connect scan establishes the full connection and tears it down by sending the reset packet. So basically what it do here, first scan result when an open port, suppose the port is open. So what it do here, first it will send the sync flag for the port, just like normally we do. Now the target machine, if the target machine has an open port or the service is running on the target machine, which is what we assuming here, so this target machine will send in the reply sync ACK. Now when attacker gets the sync ACK, that means attacker now know that the services is running, the port is open on that target, but attacker don't have to send the data. Remember, attacker don't want to send data, it does not want to establish the connection, it is only establishing the connection for checking the open port. So what it will do here, it will send the ACK back. Attacker will send the ACK packet, ACK flag to the target machine. Now by sending the ACK, the connection will be established. The connection will be established, and with the ACK, attacker will send the reset also. So it will reset the connection also. That means attacker don't want to send the data, it just want to check the port is open or not. So it will send the normal sync. When it gets the sync ACK, that means the port is open, so it will send the ACK to establish the connection, complete the connection, and also send the reset without sending the data to close the connection. So it only wants to know that the port is open or not. Now if the port is closed, so what it will do, when it sends the sync packet, the target machine will directly send the reset, and when it sends the reset, attacker machine understands that okay, the port is not open. So very simple, when you get sync ACK, that means the port is open, and when you get the reset, that means the port is not open. But in this full open scan, what are we doing is connection establishing. We are completing the three-way handshake. Now when you complete the three-way handshake, that means your connection is established. No matter you're not sending the data, you're just sending the reset packet to reset the connection, but the connection is established. It will guaranteed show you the open ports, but the problem with this scan is it will detectable. That means it is easily detectable. If suppose if the target is having some kind of logging system that recording the established connections, when it is recording the established connection, then your attacker IPs will be recorded there, and attacker's IP will be recorded, and it will also record that it has not sent any data, it has only sent the reset packet after establishing the connection. It sends the reset packet. It will generate the suspicions. And also we are not pinging only one port, we are pinging lots of other ports also. So they can detect that this single IP is trying to establish the connection with multiple other ports also. That means it could be an attack. It could be a scanning attack. Now if you want to go stealth, so what we do for the stealth scan, first we can do half open scan. Now what is half open scan? It is very simple. It is like same we do the full scan. First attacker will do what? It will send the sync flag. It will send the sync flag to check the port is open or not. Now when the port is open, you will get sync ACK. Now if the port is closed, you will get reset. Now when it gets the reset, that means port is closed and the connection is not established, then matter is closed here. But when the port is open, attacker will get the sync ACK. Now what attacker will do, instead of establishing the connection by sending ACK, it will directly send the reset. Now when it sends the reset instead of ACK, that means the connection will never be established. And when the connection is not established, then your records will not be logged there. So if they are having a logging system, so they will not have any log about this connection, because it is not establishing the connection. It is what half open scan. It is just want to see whether the port is open or not, and then it will send the reset. So other machine, the target will never know that somebody has tried to establish the connection, because there is no establishing of the connection. Now for doing this, which tool is best for us? We have seen hping 3 hping commands also, so we can use those also. or the best tool is Nmap. We have Nmap, which is the best tool we can use to do these all kind of scans. I will show you Nmap. Now Nmap is already there in the Kali Linux, so we can use this Nmap here. In Windows it is not there, and graphically we can use it in graphically in Windows machine, but it is not available, so you have to install it there. But by default we have Nmap available in Kali Linux, and it is also command line, which is work better than graphical. So I will show you here in this Kali Linux how we can use it. First I will ping this to check whether it is we have connection, we have internet connection or not. So we are getting the reply, and this is what the range I want to scan. So what I will do, I will use, if suppose I want to do the ping sweep, so I will use with sudo. Remember, I will use with sudo because I am not logged in as a administrator, I am not logged in as a root. So some of the Nmap scan will not work if you are not logged in as a root. Now in Kali Linux nowadays the root is disabled, so whatever you want to do as a root, you have to do it by using the sudo command. So Nmap is the command, and for doing the ping sweep we have command sn -sn, and then you will mention the range. So I want to scan this whole range, that means /24, that means 0 to 255. Now it is asking the password for my account, and now it will do the ping sweep, and you can see the result is here, and it is showing me that these hosts are up. So these are the IPs of those hosts and name, and it is showing here that these hosts are up, and you can see it is doing very quickly also. So this is what the ping sweep command. And now if you want to do the list scan, then you can use S_L. This the option is S_L. S is small, L is capital, and it do the list scan, and you can see how quickly it scans. So it scans without pinging the target. Now to check the open ports and the other scanning things, now I will not do it on that Facebook because they have not authorized me to do that. So I have my own server here. We have created the server in our lab, so we are going to scan this our own server, and we'll try to find out what are the services running on this particular server. This is our Windows server, and it is having installed some services. It has also installed Active Directory services, and it is also have some other services. So we want to check, we will scan this server here, our own local server. So I will go here, and first let's say I want to do the full open scan. So I will use sudo nmap S_T. This option is to use the full open scan, and then the server IP. So our server IP is 192.168.0.150. And now you see what is the result here. Nmap scan report for this host, and this host is up first. Now it is showing this host is up because it do the ping first. Remember, whenever you use nmap command, first it will try to check the host is up or not, and then it will go for port scanning. So it will check first that whether the host is up or not, and then it will go for the port scanning. Now it says it says what, 988 closed ports. That means it has scanned for all the available or all the important ports, and from those all the important ports, these 988 ports are closed. Now what ports are open here in this server? So we can see these ports are open there. These are all TCP ports which is open on that server. There is domain, that is DNS, we have web server, we have LDAP, we have Kerberos, NetBIOS, Microsoft Directory Services are there. So we have these different ports which is open there. But again it scans for all the ports, all the important ports, all the important ports like 0 from 0 to 1023. Now we should not scan all the ports every time, because if they are having some logging system on the server, on the target machine, then they can do what, they can detect this kind of scanning attack. They can detect like somebody is trying to scan our system, it is trying to scan all the services, all the possible services. So we can do what, we can try to scan a particular services also. Like if you want to scan only the particular services, for example, I want to scan only port 80 web services, and I want to see whether the server has mail services or web services. So I will give -p option for web services port 80, for mail services port number 25. So I just want to check whether it is having port web services or mail services. So what it says here, that mail services are not there, it is closed, it is saying closed, that means it is not there, and web services are there, that means the web services is available there. So you can only scan what ports you want to scan. So instead of scanning all the ports randomly, you should scan only the important ports which you want to get, so that it will reduce the suspicions in the attacker, in the target machine. But still it is a full open scan, that means it will do establish the connection, and also it will detect the establishment. So if there is any logging system, then they can detect the scanning attack. So we can do what, we can do half open scan, and that half open scan will not establish the connection. So for doing the half open scan, what we'll do, I will do it for all the ports. The command is S. Now S is for half open TCP scan. Now the result will be similar. If we check the result is similar. The result is similar. It is getting the same open ports when we did the full open scan, but the method is different. The method of scanning is different. This is a stealthy method, and the first one, the open one, is not a stealthy method. It can be the full open scan can be easily detectable, but this one is not easily detected, but it is showing the same result. This is one of the stealth scanning method, but we have other stealth scanning methods also. So this half open scanning method is also stealth scanning, but we have other stealth scanning methods also, and that is what, inverse TCP flagging. So inverse TCP flag scanning means what, attacker sends TCP probe packets with various TCP flags. So not only it will send sync, it will send different flags like FIN, urgent, push, set, or with no flags also. Now if you see no response, so in this method of inverse flag scanning, what attacker will do, attacker will, instead of sending the sync flag, it will send different flags like FIN, push, and urgent. Now how it will detect the port is open or not open? So it will, no response means the port is open, and reset ACK means the port is closed. Now what that means, actually when you send the packet to the target host, and when you send, instead of sync, when you send any other flag, now these other flags are for different purpose. So when you suppose for example you send urgent flag to the target host. Now if the target host has the services running, for example port number 80 web services, if the web server if the target host is having the web services and I am sending directly without sending any sync ACK, without establishing any connection, directly attacker is sending the urgent flag of port 80 to the target host. Now what the target host will think, whether I have created the whether I have established the connection, I don't know, but port is open. Now port is there, but the urgent flag means what? What do you want to say? We don't have any connection with you, but still you're sending urgent flag. Now the attacker, this target host will get confused, and instead of sending any response, it will not send any response because the port is open. The flag set is urgent, so it will say like whether maybe we have established the connection sometime and you are sending me urgent flag right now, you are late, maybe you're late, so this is no reply for the urgent packet, there is no reply for push, there is no reply for fin I have, because the port is open. So the host will get confused. But if in case the port is closed, you can send any flag, it will directly send you reset ACK, it will directly send the reset. Whether you send any packet, any flag, it will not accept anything, it will directly send the reset flag. So if the attacker gets no response for some time or a particular timeout, then it will say okay, the port is open. And if it gets the reset ACK which comes very quickly, that means the port is closed. And if the port is closed, then you will get reset, and if you get no response, that means the port is open. Now this type of scan the attacker does this type of scan for evading the firewall. Actually we have two types of firewalls basically, packet filtering firewall and stateful firewall. Now if the target have the packet filtering firewall, then it cannot detect these things. Packet filtering firewall works on simple rules. It detects source and destination IP address and the destination port number and source and destination port number. So the packet filtering firewall works do the filtering based on only this criteria. It will accept or reject the packet when the packet is coming from a specific source and specific destination, from specific port to specific destination port. So only it matches the rule, then it will allow or deny whatever. So what the packet filtering firewall look for, actually it looks for the sync flag, because anyone who wants to establish the connection, it will always send the sync flag first. So basically the packet filtering firewall is waiting for the sync flag to come. So if suppose it has the port number 80 open and port number 25 is closed in the packet filtering firewall, so when any request come for port number 80, so it must be sync flag first. So the firewall is waiting for the sync flag to come. Now if the sync flag come for port 80, it will allow it to go. Now if the sync flag comes for port number 25, it will not allow to go inside. Now what attacker is doing here, it will send urgent flag or fin or push flag or even no flag, send it to port number 25. Now firewall think that maybe it is not I'm waiting for the sync flag, but it is sending fin flag or push flag. Now maybe the firewall think like okay, maybe they are having some connection and it is getting the reply here. It is not the connection establishing, it is a reply from somewhere. So it may allow the packet to go inside. So if the target organizations are having some kind of packet filtering firewall, only packet filtering firewall, so it can go and pass through those firewalls, these kind of packets, maybe urgent, fin, push or null packets. Null means no flags. And simply when you get no response, that means the port is open, and when you get reset flag, that means the port is closed. So this inverse TCP flag scanning has different type, and these are the different types. First is XMS scan. Now in XMS scan, what attacker do, it send three flags, fin, urgent and push together, and when you get no response, that means the port is open, and when you get reset directly, that means port is closed. This is Xmas scan. Now also you can see here what it is saying here. Fin scans only with OS TCP/IP developed according to RFC 793, and it will not work against any current versions of Microsoft Windows. Now it is actually saying that this will not work with any latest versions of Windows. These Windows versions of these latest Windows versions, they have patched this one. This vulnerability, they have patched it. I will show you how it works. Then the next is Fin scan. Just like the Xmas scan, in this scan what attacker do, it will send the Fin flag to the remote host. Now what happened when it gets no response, that means the port is open, and if it gets a reset act, that means the port is closed. So this is same, no response, that means port is open, and when you get a reset, that means port is closed. And again this one also will not work against any new versions of Windows. Then null scan. Sometimes those firewalls, those packet filtering firewalls may detect these Fin or Xmas flags, those flags. But if you send null flag, so some firewall can never detect this one, null flags, that means no flag. So in this kind of scan, attacker will do what? It will send the packet with no flag set, blank flag, blank packet. Again, when the port is open, server will get confused and it will send no response. That means the port is open. And if the port is closed, then it will send reset. Directly it will send reset without thinking anything. And that means the port is closed. Again, this one will also not work with Windows, latest versions of Windows. Now how we'll do this, all these different stealth attacks? We'll do it by the Nmap, and you can see this image, it is the graphical version of Nmap. So we can use this also, or we can use the command line version also. So I will show you the command line version. Now I will do scan again my server, but my server is Windows server, and it is the latest one. It is the 2016 Windows server. Now it will not accept those kind of inverse stealth attack, inverse TCP scanning. Now how it works, I will show you, and what Windows latest machines are doing, what it is doing. But I will do it for I will do that attack on other machine. I will do it on my router, my router, and the IP of my router is 192.168.0.1. So I'm going to do those attacks on this my machine, my router itself. This is not a Windows OS, it is having a different OS. So first, for doing the Xmas attack, the command is nmap, and the option is -s, small s and capital X. This is for Xmas attack. Now I am not doing it on my Windows server, I am doing it on my wireless router, and it is going to give me reply. So what I did here, I did not did the scan for all the ports in the router, because there is no port available. There is port 80 available on router, so I did only for port 80, and I got the reply, and I got that this port is either it is open or filtered. Open and filtered, that means it is open, it is basically it is open, and it is also filtered, that means it is password protected. If you want to access this port, if you want to access the web server, it is protected by password, but it is open there, and it is open from this. This is my device name, and this is my device name actually. So this is what Xmas command to do the Xmas scanning. Now if I want to do the Fin scanning, then the command is -s and capital F. This is for Fin scan. Again I am doing it for the port 80 on my router, and again I got the same result, because it is saying that this port is open, and because the port the web service is locked by the password, so it is saying this is filtered also. So this is the command to do the fin scan. Now if we want to do the null scan, then I will use -n. This is to do the null scan, small s and capital N, and I got the same result. So this is how we can do Xmas scan, fin scan and null scan. But this will not work with any new versions of Windows. It is working here, it works with the Linux versions, it works with other devices, like I'm doing it for my router, but it does not work with the Windows versions. Now why and what Windows version is doing, what Windows editions are doing to protect it, and I will show you how this full scan and half scan also works. I will do it on Windows machine and I will show you by grabbing the packet. Now I will do all those scanning attack on this server, but this time what I will do, I will grab the packets. I will grab the packets, that means the packets which comes, we can't see those packets, it is in behind, but when you have a sniffer tool here, so we can grab those packets and we can see what packets are coming, what requests are coming, what replies are going. So I will do what? I will start a tool here, it is called Wireshark. This is a sniffer tool and it do what? It sniffs all the packets which comes and goes from the particular interface. So just I want to show you how those attacks work. I will do sniff the packets here. So I will do what? I will start the sniffing here. Now I'm not doing anything, but still some connections are going on. If you see, some packets are going and coming from this machine. So actually it is working in behind. So in behind it always do something, and it can be a problem. I will tell you why. So it is enabled now. It is grabbing the packets. Now I will go to the machine, I will go to the Linux machine and I will try to send the scan attack. Now first I will do the full open scan and see what happens when you do the full open scan, and I will do it for only port 1, port 80, so that we can easily understand and easily see what happens. Or let's say we'll do it for port 80 and 25. One port is open, one port is not open. So one port is open, one port is not open. This is the result we get. But how we get this result? Now on the server, now what I will do here, I will stop the sniffing here and I will try to find out the packet which comes from that that nmap. So I will scroll down up and here I got this. Now you see what happens here. First my machine here, it sends the server TCP flag sync for port number 25. Then the port number 25 is not open. So what this machine do, this server send me what? Reset ACK, because the port is not open. So my machine understands that this port number 25 is not open. Now my machine sends this sync flag to port 80 to check port 80. Now the port is open here. So what happened? This server sends back sync ACK. Remember, the port is open, so it sends sync ACK. Now because it sends sync ACK, our machine, our nmap knows that okay, the port is open. Now our nmap did what? It sends the ACK flag. Now when it sends the ACK flag, that means the connection is established. This is full open scan and the connection is fully established. But because we don't want to do the any data, so directly after ACK, what our machine did, it sends the reset ACK also for port 80 to reset the connection, to close the connection. And this is how it gets the two ports, whether it is open or close. And you see what it did, it does not send any data, directly it sends the reset to close the connection. Now this is what full open scan, where the connection is establishing, and we can see when it sends the ACK. So three-way handshake is completing here. Now we'll see how half open works. both the scan sees shows the same result, but the method is different. Now let's see that. I will start it again without saving it, and then I will do the half open scan. Now we are back to the Linux machine. Now this time I will do what? I will do half open scan, and I will do with the same port 80 and port 25. Now again I get the same result, but the method is different. Now go back to Windows machine and we'll check what it is doing exactly. Now first I will stop the sniffing. Now I will find where is the packet. So here we have. Now what happened here? First it did it for port 80 here. So first it sends the port 80 sync flag, and then also it sends the sync flag for 25 at the same time. Now what it gets? It gets the sync ACK from port 80. So we get sync ACK from port 80 because the port 80 is open, and we get reset from port 25. Now port 80 is wanted to establish the connection. Now what it do here? Instead of establishing the connection, just after that what it do here, our machine directly sends the reset. You see, it is not sending any ACK packet for port 80. It is directly sending the reset packet. So it is not establishing the connection. Once it gets the sync ACK from the server, so it understands the port is open. Now it do what? It directly sends the reset. That means it does not want to establish the connection. It directly reset the connection, close the connection. So this is why it is called half open scan, because it never establishes the connection. Now those scans which is Xmas scan, null scan or fin scan, those scans will not work on this Windows machines. Now why it won't work on Windows machine? Because this Windows machine has patched these vulnerability. So what happen if any those kind of packet comes to this Windows machine rather than sync? That means if suppose the new source send any packet rather than sync packet, what our machine do, our Windows machine do, it directly send reset packet. Whether the port is open or not, it will directly send the reset packet. Remember, it will not do any reply. It will directly send the reset packet. Instead the port is open, still it will send the reset packet. So let's see what happens. I will start this again without saving it, and then I will go to the Linux machine. Now from here, this time I will do this Xmas fin and null scan to our Windows server. First Xmas attack, and I will do it for only one port this time, and we know that port 80 is open. But what it is saying here, that port is closed. Instead the port is open, still it is showing the port is closed. Now why it is showing like this? Because this server is not responding with ACK, it is directly responding with reset. But we can check what our machine, our attacker machine is sending. So let's check here. Okay, it is here. Now you see what our machine sends to this server. It sends the fin, push and urgent flag packet to this port 80. Remember, it is Xmas, so it is sending what? Fin, push and urgent, all the three flags to this server for port 80. Now what this server is doing, it understands that this is the first time connection and it is not the sync packet. That means it is some kind of attack, and it do what? It directly reset it, whether the port is open, but it will directly send the reset flag. So these new Windows machines are now patched with this vulnerability, but in Linux machine still it will work. So this machine will not give any reply, it will give directly reset, whether the port is open or closed. This is Xmas scan. Now if you send fin, so when you do fin scan, it will send the fin flag. So I will show you what flags it is showing. We will get the same result that the port is closed, but I just want to show you that what flags our machine is sending. I forgot to restart, sorry, so I will start again. I will do it again. I forgot to start the sniffing. Okay, I got the same result. Now go back to Windows machine and stop. And now let's see what we are getting here. So what our machine is sending is the FIN flag for port 80. But again, this Windows machine is doing what? Sending the reset. Instead the port is open, it is again sending the reset. Now check the null flag. So I will do what? I will start the scanning again, and then I will go back to Windows machine, go back to Linux machine. This time I will do null scan with -sn command. Again we saw the port is closed, but when we check here in our Windows and when we check what our machine sends, so we can see here our machine sends a packet for port 80, but there is no flag, none. Again this Windows machine is sending reset. So this is how we can do the stealth scans, but it is not working for Windows. So what we do with Windows? We can do other things for Windows. Now we have graphical nmap also. I will show you that first. So that was the command line nmap which is available in Kali, but there is a graphical nmap is also available which is for the Windows. So in scanning tools we have nmap, and this is what exe, so you can install it in this machine. It needs this npcap, and it will install that one also. I agree to install, and install. Now it is installed, and we can get it from here, and it is called ZenMap. So when you open this ZenMap, it is like this. Now you can give the target IP here, what IP you want to give here. Then you can choose what type of scan you want to do. Intense scan, ping scan, quick scan, regular scan. Like I want to do the ping scan. So you can see the command here also, that what command we are running. And then after selecting it, you can press on scan. It is going to scan all those hosts. This is what ping scan. Now if you see here, there is no Xmas scan, null scan or fin scan. So if you want to do those scans with this graphical tool, so first you have to create the profile. You will go to profile and you have to create new profile or command. And here you have to name the profile, like what you want to do. Like I want to do null scan. Then what type of scan you want to do, what target you want to create. So I want to do the scan for this target. Then what type of scan you want. So here you will see all those scans. Xmas scan I want to do. Then do you want to ping or no ping? You want to set timestamp. You want to do these other options. I don't want to do those other options, so I will just save it. Now I will have this option available, so I will click here. To edit and select profile, or I can go for the host 192. You can scan. I think I have not saved it. Okay, so these are the options here, but you know, this is graphical, so I don't like these graphical things, so that command line was very better. But still, if you like, then you can go with this ZenMap also. So these are the different scanning methods we have. We have null scan, fin scan, Xmas scan. These are the stealth scans. With the half open, we can do the full open scan, which is not a stealth scan. We have other scans also. If these scans are not working on Windows, these Xmas, fin or null, then we have other scan. That is what third party and spoof TCP scanning method. It is called ideal or IPID header scanning also. And we'll do this next time.